Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of Pokemon Pharaohs. Today we are going to be just doing more Nuzlocke areas. Or Nuzlocke Warning areas. I always need to correct myself on that one. These are those areas we skip throughout the game. We just did the Yumrick Tunnel one and the Biker Gang, the Gear Golem area. I'm pretty sure Ronaticu does not have one. And that leads us over to the nest in Podzas City. This area we start off with a burglar. Pretty sure this should wreck him. I don't think there'll be an issue. Who are you here to see? I don't have you down for this invitation. Explain. I mean, may as well train a burglar as a doorman, right? We're still faster, it doesn't matter. Okay. Gross. Ouch. Got him. What a region. Okay, so we're going to start off in this bottom corner down here. This is going to be a bunch of unfriendly people. And to those of you that think this might be making us over leveled, I feel like it's going to be necessary when we get to the Dragon Gem. Today's duties: clean the library, mop the floors. The list continues. Get out of there. Yeah, like I'm not looking forward to dealing with a bunch of different Haxorus like Pokemon. But I didn't want to do the same stereotypical thing that so many games do, where it's the last gym or it's an Elite Four member. So I put it fairly far into the game, but just far enough where there are other types like Dark. I mean, like Rock and Bug that you just typically don't see at the end game, by themselves at least. I don't remember what I'm actually fighting. Electivire. Shit. My brain takes me places sometimes. Oh, so close. Teehee. Psychic super effective against Weezing because it just because it just makes both heads fight each other. All right, let's revive a little bit. We need to make sure we take care of that after this area though. Oh dear, a boy in my room. When was the last time this happened? Girl, calm yourself. Be cool. Hello. No, I ruined it. Thank you for trying. You've already lost and you don't even know it. Yes, there are two different channeler types. One has one N, one has two L's. I don't know how and when I made the mistake, or if like the game really did just have two different versions of it, or like I think they did an update at one point that changed it. I don't really know, but it made my stuff ineligible, and I ended up just creating an exact copy of the trainer type and making it to where now it has both spellings of it. Because I was already like 80% of the way through my game, and I was not going to go back and try and find every channeler just for there to be one that randomly crashes you at some point. I'd rather that typo be there than that issue be there. I love that sprite so much. He just shoots smog. Excuse me, mister. Can you please move? This is the new episode of Bartleby Jones. I love Pokepuns. I still don't understand. You do what with the Firestone? You give it to your Farfetch'd. I promise you, kid, that new Moltres will be better than you can believe. Just don't set the nest on fire whenever your grandma will sick her Lugia on us. That old man is nuts. Why would you tell that kid to make a Moltres? You clearly make the Ho-Oh if you're gonna make a fire type. Do you mind? I'm eating. The nest is not liable if you refuse to hold the handle. Far-fetched evolutions. Articuno equals Waterstone. Zapdos equals Thunderstone. Moltres equals Firestone. Lugia, Moonstone. Ho-Oh, Sunstone. Yep, let's go. Shakwa. So close. I was already debating to switch him in there for the psychic, but that works. Why did I use psychic on it then, though? Funny. Also funny. You gotta imagine that woman's like 4'8". Wow, we're so close. Dang. lost EXP. I guess thematically it doesn't make sense, but I didn't want to make the whole town to be all flying types. Probably should be. This building has a lot more flying types than it does. I just feel like that's too linear and repetitive. I'm not sure who Team Rocket is, but they have a sweet emblem. Go, my children. Lady, I think your children have a problem. If they're level 60 and they haven't evolved, they might have something wrong with them. This is like the overbearing mothers that won't let their children grow up. Oh. Why? Why? Did you really think you could beat the Chosen One? Sorry, I hatch all the little chicks from my gym. Sorry, I hatch all the little chicks from the gym. Still, please don't touch my eggs. Oh shit, I was gonna take that off him a while ago, wasn't I? I guess level 80 is okay. Whoa, not cool. Can't you see we're trying to be alone here? Thank you. This guy's moving way too fast. He offered to carry up my groceries and now he won't leave. This might be the last of the Nuzlocke Warning areas that we do for a little bit, though. I don't want to peter out on this. That's kind of what I feel like is happening from the non-progression. If that's happening to me, I can only imagine for you. May as well do more of the training later on when we get to, like, the bug gym. Which is the last gym. Besides, like, the one through the sand trap, which you can go through whenever. You know, like, if you're strong enough. Either someone bred a ton of extinct Pokemon and released them, then those species beat out the others, either ate them or ate their food. Or there is some anomaly occurring out there that is somehow reversing the natural order of time. More research seems to be done. Needs to be done. Too many questions. So up in that area, there's something up there that is making time create all the fossils. So all the fossils will be available in that area. Full Grottle Racing. Woo! Could you imagine how long a race of Grottles would take? I feel like you don't actually have any more of those now that I'm really thinking about it. Yeah, shit. Let's go ahead and try the Fire Tea. Play with us forever and ever. Sabline's Spiritomb. So close. That's rough. Don't want to throw out a Psychic. I guess you toss out the Dark type, even though they're both dark at the moment. Okay, what's happening? Okay. So close. Yeah. And with the other version of the game, the doubles mode, it's not this kind of doubles for every trainer, like to where this trainer has 3 and this one has 3. The challengers and everyone will have a full 6-version team like you do in the doubles battle. I don't know why that popped into my head to explain, but it felt like may as well. Damn. Just some old Dancing with the Starlies. Which I could totally see there being a show around people dancing with birds. feel like I know how this trainer is going to be going. Yeah. That one was quite effective. I think this is the last trainer of the nest. That was almost that was 2/3 of an episode. Yep, because that's that one, that's those. All right. I'm so used to having to go to that. So then the next one would probably be here, but you don't want to do this one to the very end of the game because the area in there has a trainer with level 90s. This one has the psychic or the fighting type area inside of it. This one has the fishing guy. This one has the fishing guys, excuse me. And then this one has the lifeguards with the ducks. This one has that one guy that we fought already. Alright, so now we're going to head our way over here. Because I think we've taken off enough time with doing that stuff. I just wanted to show if you're at this point in the game, there are plenty of places for you to go train with different stuff. Ooh, there was one more actually. There is still this area here that is all full of trainers and I think encounters maybe. And then spatial prison, which is, if you understand Pokemon, you'll probably understand what spatial prison is a reference to. And I read a story about it like 15 episodes ago. Gonna go ahead and save this because this could very well crash. No, it doesn't. Nice. Who are you? Wailord. Okay, so we're getting towards the Moby Dick storyline, which would be a way better story if I actually could do events. You're getting closer. Once you get to 80, I'm taking that off. Sadly, I'm going to have to be saving before a lot of these because I don't want to have it crash on me. I also need to pop some repels. So if you feel like you haven't caught a good water type yet, I suggest you keep looking. Ooh, a shiny whale! And I'm actually pretty sure I haven't. I think I just skipped over my encounter with the Tentacruel. So, I think this is my encounter for that because I do have a rule that shinies do override if I want them to. Moby. Imagine if that one would have been the crash one. Right after I got Dear Moby. All of this is new. All of the Wailords here were not in the game before. This whole area was basically just pearls and blank. I'm not sure how much this adds to it, but I feel like it adds a nice little... Ooh, it's a ditto! I kind of forgot I put a ditto in the middle of them. Like it's just randomly cool or chilling throughout the group. This was initially going to have a thing where you would be catching or going and encountering having these like all be Wailords, and then eventually one massive one just hit you. But I didn't want to make all the wild encounters just Wailord. Although I have thought about making another version of the encounter list for everything to fit stuff like this. Make everything more ecosystem related. Oh, okay. Whew. Got it. Okay. That is the thing that can happen since you roll around with if you roll around with propels all day in the ocean, you will inevitably hit something like that. And there's the big one. Imagine if this would have been the shiny one. Just the one that can't level up, so you have to use every move through hard scales. Doesn't get any IV training or EV training because it never levels up. Unless that's not how Pokemon works, I honestly don't know. If you want to play this game without my horrible commentary, go to the links in the description. After you copy and paste them, remove the space before.com or the space before.gg, then you can hit enter and it'll take you to the Google Doc, or it'll take you to the Discord, which also takes you to the Google Doc. But the Discord will have all the maps, it'll have all the wild encounters, it'll have all the trainer names with PBS files so you can go look it up. Then you'll have in-depth answers to basically everything about this. And I've already showed you how to go through and search encounter rates for everything and how to search for trainers in the PBSs. Just make sure you never save anything you ever do in that. Because there's a good chance you do corrupt your game and you never have anything. And then you have to restart if your game ever loads again. You never know. Geeko's gonna have so much more health by the time we're done with this. I'm running out of PP though. Thankfully, it looks like we just hit the shoreline. So we'll probably end up going and healing and then running back through the ocean just to get the rest of these things out the way. And at this point, we're just checking them all off to make sure nothing crashes anywhere. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. We will continue hunting more whales and then find our way to the dragon town that you saw the shoreline of. Alright guys, see you all next time. Thank you.